Here we are in Hampton, Georgia at the Atlanta Speedway for the running of the Bass Pro Shops 400 and the next step on the Gatorade Cup Series Season number 6 schedule, which should be one wild race here this afternoon. Track position means nothing. On pole to 34, Derek Hamilton, who's outside the 15, Colton Yo. Then third, second in points, Stuart Grant. Fourth, Diego Yepez, running out the top 5, Carson Bowers. Then sixth, you have Joe Jefferson. Seventh, Isaac Nichols. Eighth, Alexander Rowe. Ninth, Andrew Miller. And running out the top 10, got Jonathan Beeford. Then for the rest of you, I got Nathan Stapleton, who's inside, Emmett Juckham. Then points leader Jonathan Rains, Levi Shones, the winner of the last two races, who's outside. Then Luigi Octavo and Michael Gregory, Code Luigi and Steve Morgan. Then Tim Randolph and William Seaman, Jeff Bright, and then Luke Rainey, Carter Friesen, and Brandon Tharp. Then TJ Hanley and Target Series winner, Justin Zidell. Then Marcus Sachi and Alex Stewart, Trey Rainey and Max Anderson, Kyle Perry and Steve Larker. Then Eli Bright and Lawrence Pallenpond, Michael Canto and Grayson Thompson. Jake Alloway and Riley Sprigg to Jake Jefferson and Justin Ethan. Running up the field in the front row, Tom doing it in the 22. Griffin Lynn in the 36 will have to try and charge up to the front. However, track position means nothing here. Atlanta get up to the front easily, starting last. Let's go down track sign, get the command.
I'm Staff Sergeant Proto with the soldiers of the 1st Cavalry Division. Gentlemen, start your engines!
All right, everybody, just like what we talked about in the transporter. Nice and easy. It's a long race. Settle in. Be nice and smooth. Go out there and kick some butt tonight. This is your house. Let's prove it to them.
42 engines fire off the starting grid here at the Atlanta Speedway. Your points here, Jonathan Rain starts just outside the top 10 for the start of this race. He's had a successful last few races. He's extended his points lead over Stuart Grant by over 100 points, but the guy who's starting to his outside, Levi Shones in the 14, has won the last two races. They've both been on 1.5 mile tracks. He's looking to go for a three-peat in the Gatorade Cup Series, all of which will be on 1.5 mile tracks as we're here at Atlanta for the Bass Pro Shops 400. Pace car in, Hamill on pole. 41 laps about to get started as Hamill steps on the gas early. We're racing at Atlanta, green flag in the air. Stuart Grant was not ready for that start and was left sleeping as Hamill gets away as they race down the back. Grattan trying to keep second, but here comes Carson Bowers in the 21s. They are really strung out for the start of this race as they head into turn number 3 for the first time here today. Bowers will get to second, but Derek Hamill, no question, he'll lead lap 1. They race off of the corner. Hamill in the 34 leads lap 1 with no contest. He got out there, he's leading, but now Pack going to be running him down in that draft. Isaac Nichols in the 48 to the bottom lane. He'll challenge down the backstretch. He's side-by-side with the 34, and with the push from Emmett Juckham, he should be able to get to the race lead easily, but Juckham might make it 3 wide right here. Isaac Nichols in the 48. There comes Emmett Juckham in the 1 as they come off of 4. Side by side, Nichols leads that lap. As Jonathan Ranger points, they're going to try and get up there and lead a lap to get 5 bonus points towards his points lead. But the 17, Michael Gregory might jump underneath him right there as Gregory now looks to the bottom. So they race off into turn number 3. Seaman, his teammate, behind Gregory, and they got Carter Friesen, another Roush Runway car, just behind them. So they got 3 of the 4 Roush Runway cars inside the top 10, almost inside the top 5. Seaman now jumps to the bottom lane. He'll go for the race lead, entering turn number 1. Luke Rainey in the 2 behind him. Now Rainey might look to the bottom off of the corner, down the back. Seaman pulls up. Rainey moves to the bottom lane. Carter Friesen behind Rainey as they race down the back. Could not make the move underneath that 2 cars. They race off into turn number 3. Luke Rainey. Right here down the front stretch, Rainey leads the lap. You see all those close calls on who's going to lead the lap or not. The Atlanta Speedway home to the Gatorade Cup Series second closest finish, which was season 1 by 4 thousandths of a second. They're 4 wide back there, excuse me. It's Colton Young, the 15. Oh, they might get 5 wide. They're beating and banging. Yo goes around. Your points, they're involved. Bowers also. Octavo hadn't missed and got nailed by the 21. Diego Yepez also involved. And the race back has Trey Rainey with the race lead. Rainey leads us back to the caution flag. And we're only 5 laps into the race. Caution 1 happens, and it takes a major twist. Your points leader, Jonathan Rains, in the 29, taken out. Carson Bowers has damage. Lee Jack Table got some damage at the end. Colton Yo, Yepez, Rains with the most in the 29. Alexander Rowe might have some in the 71. 21 has gotten to pit road. Do these guys come down pit road is the big question. They're still deciding where they're going to be lined up. Looks like some are going to be coming down. Some will stay out. Looks like the 1, the 24, and the 7 will come down pit road. Or anyone else coming down? 34, Hamill, your pulse here. 48, Nichols. The rest of the field trying to sort themselves out. Stuart Grattan also coming down. The 78, the 4, I like this strategy call. It doesn't take a lot to get back up to the front. Just take some fuel, maybe take some tires. You get up to the front easily as long as you're not behind those damaged cars. So a lot of cars stay out. Your first car off of pit road might be the 24 brand Tharp. Tharp beats Chuckham off pit road. He'll be first off of pit road, but he'll be starting back in the 30s. As let's see how caution 1 was caused. Colton on the 15 has damage along others. They made it 4 wide for about half a lap. Lawrence Pound on the 32 to the bottom lane. Slides up into Colton Yo. Makes contact with him. Yo makes contact with Bowers. They were completely sideways there. They save it there. Then the 15 gets down to the 21. Goes up, gets Bowers. And then Jonathan Rain, Steve Morgan, Diego Pez nowhere to go. Alexander Rowe does a great job on the bottom lane. Except he gets hit right there. And then the 00 hadn't missed. And then here comes Carson Bowers way off the bottom. And gets wiped out. Wow. Octavio hadn't missed and then just got wiped out there by Carson Bowers. Look how sideways Colton Yo was right here. Almost had it saved. Stuart Grattan in the 56 got damaged from the 13, and then Carson Bowers, I think, trying to control his car. Just couldn't get it done right there. Let's go on board. Jonathan Rains in the 29, your points leader. Involved in an early crash and has tons of damage to each side of that car. Colton Yo started outside the front row and now involved in this crash. Big contact there for some of those drivers. So Trey led them back. He stays out on the track. Some cars come down pit road. We'll detail where they will restart. Rainey, however, will be on the first position. He leaves back to the green flag. Lights are on the pace car. We'll go green on lap number 10. As Jonathan Ranger points their big update, he's out of the race and he will finish last here today. Carson Bowers in the 21 is a lap down with damage as well. So Trey Rain, the 18 out front for this restart. Second will be Justin Heath. Third, Griffin Lynn. Marcus Sachi. Fourth, Carter Friesen 5th. Then Luke Rainey in 6th. Kyle Perry 7th. Cole Luigi 8th. William Seaman 9th. And Michael Gregory rounding out the top 10. Tharp was the first off pit road of the guys that pit. He'll restart in the 29th position as he, Chuckham, Spurley Tube, Hamill, Nichols, Jefferson, Rowe, Buford, Grattan, Morgan, Yepez, and Yo came down pit road. Carson Bowers getting caught up. They restart the race. Now Trey Rain steps on the gas. We're back racing. Green flag back out. Trey Rain trying to get away from Justin Heath right there as the draft will propel everyone back together. We'll see the cars start making moves forward. And we'll see how the 24 and the others do where one of them at least gets back up to the front. They race off at 2. Justin Heath onto the back bumper for the 18. Moves low as Heath battles for the race lead down the backstretch. And now Griffin Lynn wondering where he's going to go as Carter Friesen makes a move on Marcus Sachi behind them for 4th. They race through 3 and 4. Justin Heath will clear for the race lead. The 9 car now up front. Here comes Griffin Lynn, 36 to the bottom. The 99, the 2. Here comes Luke Gray, 3 wide for 3rd. That 2 car down on the flat making that move underneath Friesen and his brother Trey. Griffin Lynn clears down the backstretch. Luke Rain in the 2 has a run. Luigi in the 42 down to the bottom lane. As some car did not get going on that restart and it really held up the field. It's Eli Bright in the 88. Eli in the bottom with an issue there. As they're now 3 wide for the race lead. How about 4 wide? Some contact between the 2 and the 42. As Luigi almost forced 4 wide, but William Seaman and Luigi take the race lead. And they are 4 wide. The front pack, not many cars, but they're going 4 wide. How is this going to turn out? A little bit of bumping right there, and they're going to make it. Has Eli Bright gotten pit road? Has he gotten? He is on pit road with an issue, and that's really kind of spread the pack out. Nathan Stapleton to the bottom. Joe Jefferson, the 39 behind him, looking low. Jefferson forced that 27 up. But the 39 will be stuck to the middle lane. As here comes Michael Gregory. Stapleton clears. Jake Galloway in the 11 is there. Grayson Thompson in the 33. As Gregory trying to get underneath that 27. Can't get it done. Galloway will try and grab the 2nd position. As the 5 of Jeff Bright, the last car in this pack, the rest of them trying to play catch-up as they're stuck there. Eli Bright has come off of pit road, and they're already going to catch the 21 of Bowers, who was at least 40 miles an hour slower. Once again, unacceptable there by these lap cars. Grayson Thompson, the 33, to the bottom lane. Marcus Sachi in the 43 behind. And they got Lawrence Palmpon as they will catch Bowers. And this could be an ugly situation. What is Carson Bowers doing on the track? He's just held up Luke Rainey, Code Luigi, Justin Heath, and William Seaman. This is unacceptable by these lap cars. There might have to be some suspension starting if people are just going to keep doing this. This is totally uncalled for. You're ruining a great race. Atlanta, one of the best races on the circuit, and you have to do this. Totally uncalled for. Very immature, and he just caused a crash. Heath, Hanley, Nichols back it hard to the outside wall, and they're going to get others. A huge crash, and a few cars go upside down. Totally uncalled for by Carson Bowers. Holding up drivers, you know you're slower, and you stay on the middle of the racetrack and don't do anything. Totally unacceptable by a driver to do something like that. Sachi won the race back to the stripe, and it looks like he's going to be coming down pit road, and maybe Carson Bowers should be parked for that move. Maybe he should be suspended. I know your season hasn't gone right, but there's no need to stay in the middle of the racetrack like he just did right there and cause what was about a 10-15 car pileup. That's totally uncalled for. And the 21 driver has been called to the hauler post-race. And for a good reason. You just took some drivers that were up in that front pack, like the 2, the 42, you put them back, and then none of that, but then you wreck a few cars as they were trying to get by you. That's totally uncalled for, totally unacceptable in the Gatorade Cup Series. You're racing at one of the biggest levels of leagues, and you do that. Lawrence Palmpon took no tires. He'll lead them off of the pit road. Andrew Miller will be second, and Marcus Sachi will be third off. They got a whole knot of cars trying to get off behind. So Lawrence Palmpon wins the race off of pit road. Haley is back to the green flag. Let's see how this crash started. As Hanley, one of them involved, he's out of this race. So as you see right here, these guys have caught the fast number 21. He's holding up the 2, the 7, and the 9. And Hanley trying to get low, and the 48 of Nichols drives in there, and he spins him up into Heath. And then those three go spinning hard into the outside wall. All three of them back it hard. And then they come down into the middle of the track, and this is where it gets ugly. Eli Bryant, the 88, one of the first to get there. He hits hard. The 71. And then others just start piling in. Too many to name. Jay Jefferson. Gratton escapes down the bottom lane, second in points. Emmett Juckham in the 1 hit hard. Hanley up and over and lands back on all fours. His day will be done. The 14th Levi Shulms, we said he's going to try and go 3 in a row. Looks like that's done as he has a ton of damage to the 14 car. And he was hit pretty hard. I think about 3 cars went upside down in that. Hanley went upside down. I believe the 9 and the 48 went upside down. Yeah, all 3 drivers that were the first to go around were actually upside down in that. Steve Morgan does a great job of getting by. Let's go on board the 56 of Stuart Gratton as he had some sort of bubble around his car and he was able to escape this. Justin Zeidel also involved in that, the winner of the Target race yesterday. Levi Shultz, the 14 as an onboard, looking to make it 3 in a row. Not going to happen, looks like. Oh. Looks like that 9 car ends up on its lid, never flips back over. Lawrence Palmpon leads the field off of pit road, and the 32 car, taking fuel only, leads back to the green flag. Going back green this time, lap number 20, and there are a lot of cars out because of that crash. Eli Bright, Brandon Tharp, TJ Hanley, Justin Heath, Isaac Nichols, 3 of the 400 cars involved. Alexander Rowe, Jonathan Beeford, Emmett Juckham, Justin Zeidel, Jay Jefferson, and Michael Canto, along with Carson Bowers, had a tire issue. He will be out of the race. Colton Neal's on the tail end of the lead lap with damage. This could be even better than the 21's incident. So Lawrence Palmpon is out front, Andrew Miller second, Marcus Sachi third, Jake Galloway fourth, and Kyle Perry rang out the top 5. They come to the restart zone. We're back racing, green flag back out. These guys slow behind the 15. They have to jump low. Palmpon gets low. Miller stays to the high side. Sachi will get underneath him. Donovan do it with a huge run. He'll get to the bottom. He'll get to third. And Colton Yo even slower, I think, than the 21 somehow. I don't know how that's possible. But he's going to hold up the top lane. And a ton of cars get away on the inside. Andrew Miller will get to the middle. Whoa, he's cut off Steve Larker. And Yo has just held up the 11, the 47, the 17, the 56, the 18. Others behind the cars come down pit road. I believe it might be the 32 Lawrence Palapon who took fuel only, remember. He and Marcus Sachi, your two leaders, have come down pit road. And Alex Stewart's now out front. Seaman is second. Luke Rainey is third. Code Luigi is fourth. Luckily, that doesn't spread out the pack too much with them getting caught behind the 15. They should be able to get wound back together like a rubber band. Coming around to 20 laps to go, William Seaman in the 6. Luke Rainey in the 2. Battling side by side, 20 laps to go. And the 6 leads. Derek Hamill, your pole sitter, still in this race. He's up inside the top 5. He's now going for second with Jeff Bright in the 5 behind him. Riley Sprague to Grayson Thompson. Friesen and Dewitt getting a little close right there. Look at Jeff Bright, might force it 3 wide right here. They go through 3 and 4. Just fly by the front pack. Jeff Bright does look to the bottom of Hamill. But Riley Sprague looks all the way to the bottom, 3 wide. Sprague will grab the race lead in 1 and 2. Carter Friesen makes a big move in the 99. He'll grab the second position down this backstretch. Number 99 looks pretty fast as well. Davin Dewitt behind Friesen as the 99 car will enter the race lead in 3 and 4. Off of 4 they come. Davin Dewitt in the 22 now looking to the bottom. Steve Larker, Friesen's teammate, looking to the bottom, blocking Andrew Miller off. They race off into turn 1. 3 wide, 4 wide again. They're gonna make it somehow. They were sideways. They're still 4 wide, I believe. Somehow they're gonna make it. They made it. Lap car Levi Jones is ahead. William Seaman might go 3 wide. They're going to go 4 wide trying to get around Jones. And they're crashing. Big crash with the leaders. And once again, a lap car just wiped out the field. 16, 83, 99. Oh, they're wrecking coming back. Joe Jefferson and Steve Morgan involved in a crash. Marcus Sachi gets in at the end with Jones. Miller somehow gets away with the yellow flag. And another crash. Another lap car. I have no words for what has just happened here in the Gatorade Cup Series. We saw about 15 different crashes right there. How did the caution come out? And then how did the 39 get spun out? Racing off into turn 1, they're shuffling, trying to get around this 14. They go 4 wide, and then Jones gets caught right here and gets down into Stapleton, then gets Steve Larker, and then Larker's teammate Carter Friesen nowhere to go, gets Max Anderson as well. These guys somehow get away on the bottom lane. And then some others came in. I think the 43 Sachi hit Jones, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, I believe the 14 got nailed. Oh, he did. Sachi nailed the 14 hard. And that will take the 43 out of the race. Wow, Yepez somehow made it through that. Look at this in real time. We'll go on board. Jones and some others. Andrew Miller, watch the 31 car. Oh, Miller. Wow, that was so... I can't believe Andrew Miller made it through that like he did. He's lucky too because that 14 was a little bit higher. 14 could force him into the wall. Wow, that 14 Jones was hit pretty hard there. And that definitely ends his day. Let's go on board with Levi Jones. My thought is if you're going 106 miles an hour, why are you out there on the track? You're not racing anymore, you're having a Sunday drive out there. Oh, yeah, and then nailed hard. Nothing Jones could have done in that situation. And then Joe Jefferson and Steve Morgan somehow got into on the backstretch and gives the 39 a ton of damage. 39 missed it, 13 Steve Morgan coming high. I don't know if Jefferson didn't see him out there or came up, or if Morgan just stayed on the gas and took out the 39, but definitely is going to hurt Joe Jefferson's races. He had some pretty heavy damage there. He actually came down pit road. I don't know if I can put blame on anyone there until you see the best camera angle you could possibly have. I mean, from that angle, it kind of looks like the 39 came up into the 13, almost knowing like he wasn't out there, but we won't really know what happened until we speak to the drivers. Andrew Miller avoids the crash, leads them back to the stripe. He's on pit road. Not many drivers are. That'll be an interesting strategy call. There's not many cars left in the race, but there are a lot of damaged cars they might have to start behind if they did not come down pit road. Miller going to take tires right here. Going to try out the freshest for the end. Alex Stewart has also come down pit road. Miller will leave with 2. Alex Stewart also leaves with 2. Miller will be first off pit road of the guys that pitted, and there's only 2, I believe that. 2 or 3. Your race leader will now be the 6 of William Seaman. Hilly is back to the green flag. 11 laps to go when we get the green flag. William Seaman in the 6 is out front, and because of that crash, now out is Marcus Sachi, Levi Schoenz, and Steve Larker. We have 26 cars left in the race, 23 on the lead lap, so this field is dwindling down. William Seaman in the 6 out front. Cole Luigi is in 2nd. 3rd is Luke Rainey. 4th, Griffin Lynn. 5th, David Dewitt. Of the cars that came down pit road, Andrew Miller won the race off of pit road. He'll restart in the 18th position. He'll be behind some lappers like the 15, the 32, and the 39, 2 of which should be slower. We'll see if he can get around them. Pace car to pit road. Green flag back out for William Seaman. We're back racing at Atlanta. Nathan Stapleton will be slower in the pack, as he, remember, was hit. I think the 32 and some others are going to get around. The 32 and the 31 have gotten around. 32, remember, Lawrence Poundpond is a lap down, but Miller, more importantly, was the first car off at pit road with tires. Stapleton moves up high, trying to get out of the way as they race off into 3 and 4. The pack has now been split up once again. It's a 4-car breakaway at the front. William Seaman leading, Cole Luigi, Luke Rainey, and David Dewitt. As the teammates now battle for 2nd, excuse me, they're going to go 3 wide. Cole Luigi up top, Rainey in the middle, David Dewitt down low, Seaman leading. Tim Renoff is 5th, Griffin Lynn is 6th. They're going to be charging hard if they stay 3 wide. David Dewitt trying to clear his teammate Luke Rainey for them both to have a shot. Rainey stays to the high side. Dewitt going to try and run down William Seaman. As out front, there's a Ford, a Dodge, a Chevy. Your first Toyota, I can't even see. It's the 11 of Jake Galloway, and then you got Trey Rainey, his teammate, just behind him. Then you got Stuart Gratton. Whoa, off of pit road. I don't know who that was. They're down low in the apron. Looks like they were stopped. That's how fat. They might have been stopped, actually. Oh, it was the 30 of Alex Stewart who was stopped on the apron. They went by him fast. As far as there's not a caution for that. Jeff Bray up into the top 5. Riley Spurley has caught the pack. Trey Rainey now the last car in this pack. Stuart Gratton and Grayson Thompson will try and run them down. As for the race, Cole Luigi going to clear through 1 and 2. 42 car now out front. But here comes Tim Renoff in the 92. Jeff Bray in the 5. Griffin Lynn trying to protect the bottom lane from Riley Spurley in the 7. Through 3 and 4, Jeff Bright goes high. He stays to the high side. So they come off of 4. Cole Luigi leads this lap. He has a pretty good sized lead over the 92 and the others. So they battle 3 wide behind. Griffin Lynn the 36 all the way to the bottom. As the 34 is the last car in this pack, we have a 12-car breakaway. Stuart Gratton and the others going to try and run them down. Thompson and Gratton are closing just a little bit in the draft. Here comes Jake Galloway in the 11. Kyle Perry in the 47. Davin Dewitt in the 22 and Trey Rainey in the 18 all on this bottom lane. They come around to see 6 laps to go. 6 to go at the Atlanta Speedway. Kyle Perry forced 3 wide to the middle lane. Davin Dewitt in the 22 for 2nd. Trey Rainey in the 18 coming to the bottom. Riley Spurley in the 7 as well. Here comes Trey now for 2nd down the back. Code was in this position earlier in the season at Daytona. He was blocking them. He held them off until the last few laps. But now Dewitt might get it right here, as he has a huge run. But Trey Rainey goes to the inside before the 22 can. Rainey might grab the race lead entering turn 1. He has a good run. Luigi blocks out the spot with 5 to go. But the 18 does get to the corner panel and to the inside of him. But if you can get down to the bottom, you will have a shot to win this race. Trey Rainey now out front, coming around to 4 laps to go this time. Riley Spurley will get to 2nd. Your pole sitter, Derek Hamill, to 3rd. Kyle Perry going to go for 4th. Jeff Bright in the 5 is there. As Spurley gets to the bottom lane for the race lead, entering turn number 1. And they are going to catch a lap car ahead. It's the 39, the 15, and the 83 all slow ahead. Down the back they come. They're 3 wide in the pack. Kyle Perry for the race lead, entering 3 and 4, coming around to see 3 to go this time. William Seaman in the 6 back up here. He'll challenge for the 2nd position. He'll challenge for the race lead off of 4. 3 to go at Atlanta. A 12-car breakaway to settle it. William Seaman to the race lead. Luke Rainey in the 2, going for that race lead. He's to second. Jake Galloway in the 11 to third. Davidu, Rainey's teammate, is there on the bottom lane. Cole Luigi is coming back. Jeff Bryan on the bottom. Tim Randolph on the bottom as well, as Luke Rainey grabs the race lead. But Jake Galloway peeking his nose to the bottom. There comes the 2 to go, and there will catch the lap cars. 2 laps to go. They're going to go 3 wide. Davidu in the 22. Trying to make something happen as they hit turn 1. The lap cars are ahead. Seaman now to the bottom lane. They're going to catch the 39, the 15. Luigi to the bottom lane. Do it slowed. Bright also gets away with the 42. But now they have to negotiate Max Harrison. They slow trying to get around him. Randolph and Hamill close now. The 18 Trey Rainey as well. Luigi goes to the bottom. Randolph, Hamill go to the bottom lane as they hit the white flag. Last lap at Atlanta. Luigi's out front. But Randolph has to drag me up from Hamill. But Hamill might start battling the 92. Down the back stretch. The 42 is out front as they battle 3 wide behind. Into 3 and 4. They're 3 wide for second. Cole Luigi is clear of the pack. Last season's champion will grab a victory early in the season. Cole Luigi wins the Bass Pro Shops 400. A race plagued by lap cars. And Cole Luigi gets it done. As he beats out pole sitter Derek Hamill and Trey Rainey to the finish line, Cole Luigi wins at Atlanta. Let's go check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Bass Pro Shops 400 at the Atlanta Speedway. There were 3 caution flags for 13 laps and 22 lead changes among 60 different drivers. Cole Luigi wins the race after starting 18th, leading 5 laps. Derek Hamill, your pole sitter, ends up 2nd. He was looking for that win, just couldn't get it done. Trey Rainey ends up 3rd, Tim Randolph 4th, and Jeff Bright rounding out the top 5. Then Griffin Lynn 6th, the dominant car. William Seaman leading 10 laps, he ends up 7th. Grayson Thompson 8th, Jake Galloway 9th, and Michael Gregory rounding out the top 10. So there's your top 20, and only 20 cars finished on the lead lap in this race because of all the crash that we have, because of lap cars and whatnot. So many cars retired from this race. Look down 21st to 40th. As you can see, only 25 cars finished the race running. Alex Stewart technically wasn't running. He was on pit road for those last 8 laps. Diego Yepes had a piston failure under the green flag. 25 cars ended up finishing the race running, but I would say only 24 were on the lead lap on the racetrack at the end. Jonathan Ranger, points leader, ends up 42nd, and this will hurt his points lead. He still has it, but has closed everyone in. Let's now go look at the point standings. Here are the points. Jonathan Ranger with the points lead, but only by 31 points now over Stuart Granton, who is still 2nd. Jeff Bright is 3rd, Kyle Perry 4th, and Cole Luigi with the win up to 5th. Then Luigi Octavo is 6th, Levi Schoens down to 7th, Luke Rainey is 8th, Tim Randolph 9th, and Carter Friesen rounds out the top 10. So there's your top 20. And your 2 wild cards right now would be Diego Yepes with the win and Riley Sprague since he's 11th in points, and no one else outside the top 10 in between 11th and 20th has a win. So Riley Sprague, even if you don't have a win but you're 11th in points, you may be able to get in depending on how many winners are outside the top 10. We've done 21st to 40th. The winner here, Justin Heath, trying to get into the top 20. Joe Jefferson and Carson Bowers trying to do the same. They're down there in 36th and 37th. However, it's going to take a miracle for those guys. Look down at the rest. The next race will be at Richmond for the Target 400. See you guys then.